So how does a Quintessence Stealth compare to other reference level loudspeakers? Well, in the same listening space and position, we had the YG ANAT Professionals, as I reviewed in the Absolute Sound in February of 2012. The same similar position, shorter, we have the MBL 101Es, as I reviewed in the Absolute Sound in 2011. MBLs are $70,000 loudspeakers. The Quintessence, 74 plus $1,000 loudspeakers, and the YG's over $100,000. How does the Stealth compare? Is it at that level? The Stealth loudspeaker by Quintessence, made in California, in fact made at the Montana Loudspeaker Factory, I assert is one of the top 5 loudspeakers in the world today. It competes on equal footing with Wilson Audio, Magico, YG, and MBL. Why? Because it gives you the illusion of real instruments in space, with scale and the impact of a symphony orchestra. It's American made. It's a modular 3-way unit with a powered woofer. Woofer comes in at 200 Hertz. The top 2-way with a super tweeter. In fact, a super ribbon tweeter is housed in separate enclosures. It's Diapolito, mid-range tweeter, mid-range or MTM approach is very popular in loudspeaker design. It's evolutionary rather than revolutionary. Its sound, though, is in fact revolutionary. Okay, it's 67 inches tall. And as you can see, as I stand up, it's as tall as I am, almost. It's 24 inches deep at the woofer. It weighs 320 pounds uncrated per channel. It presents your amplifier a relatively easy to drive 91 dB efficiency with a 4 ohm nominal load. Its active woofers have a built-in Parametric Equalizer. You first set the overall gain for the low frequency drivers, and then the frequency with which they cut in and out. Then you set the EQ by frequency point, how wide the bandwidth, and how much addition or subtraction you want at that bandwidth. And this is the key to get it right. Take some experimentation. Once you set it, magic results. Having equalization in the low frequencies allows you to dial the speaker system in to your room's acoustics. So if your room exhibits a 60 Hertz bump, you can set the controls right at that frequency, and then you can raise or lower depending upon and set width of that frequency up and down. So you can go from 60 Hertz in the center, coming out to 80 above or 40 below approximately. Raise that up or raise that down. This allows you to dial it in and lock the speaker's low frequency response into your listening environment. Now that is key to getting the proper higher frequency response of a loudspeaker system. Everything is built upon the low frequencies. They set the foundation to your loudspeaker's performance. Get the low frequencies wrong and you're going to muddy up the top. Get the low frequencies right and you're going to open up the top and allow it to naturally image and explode in dynamics without coloration. Now the Stealth is an imaging champ. In fact, it offers the best imaging from a lateral dispersion perspective this 25-year veteran audio critic and reviewer has yet to hear. I suspect it's because of the angular stealth curve-like effects of the individual enclosures for the mid-range and tweeter ribbon, mid-range tweeter lower. The image come out to the corner of the room where I'm sitting now and wrap around, continuing around the wall of the room and sometimes peer behind your head. I've never heard anything like that with a dynamic speaker system. It puts it in a class of its own. The Stealth is available in automotive finishes to your desire, custom painted. As you can see, it's visually striking. In fact, its visual signature is, in this reviewer's opinion, one of the top on the market. When you come into the listening room, the Stealth jumps out at you. The Series 6 Stealth, beside me today, is priced at $74,995. Comparable to a low-end luxury car. Unlike a luxury car that will wear out and be worth 2/3 less its sales price in 3 years, the Stealth will hold its musical value for years to come. Now let's go to the pluses and minuses of the Stealth. We'll start with the minuses. It's really big, so if you don't have the space, it's not going to work. It does not throw an image like a mini monitor does. It will not give you that X-ray view into the different layers of the recording as a mini monitor will. It will also not give you that of the same cloth sensation of a planar loudspeaker, particularly an electrostatic. There are multiple drive units. They have to match with each other. They do a darn good job, but it's not a planar magnetic and it's not an electrostatic. If you're looking for that of the same cloth, this is not the speaker for you. Now, let's take a look at the other flip side of that. Back to that little mini monitor. It will not give you the scale and the impact of a symphony orchestra, or the absolute presence of Miles Davis in your listening room. it'll give you a facsimile. I'll bet very good. And how about the planar magnetics or electrostatics? They will not give you the punch and realism in the lower frequencies. They just do not move the air that a dynamic speaker can do. Now this speaker has its own powered low frequency system. It has 2 drive units and they move a lot of air. And your amplifier doesn't have to drive them because it has its own built-in amplifier with equalization. So that leads us to another plus and minus. The plus to that is that you can use a lower powered solid state, push-pull tube, much wider range of amplifiers than you normally would with a full range loudspeaker. The downside to that is you'll have a little bit of a different character to your bass depending upon what amplifier you use on top to what's on bottom. Now you can adjust it and get it very, very close in the cutoff frequency and how wide or how narrow you want to accentuate or not accentuate a certain frequency below 200 Hertz. It's very versatile that way, but at the end of the day, it's not all the same because you're using 2 different amplifiers. With those caveats aside, the Stealth loudspeaker in a large format environment competes with the world's very best. The Stealth by Quintessence is one of the best imaging large format speakers I have heard. If you value sonic realism, impact, and detail, and delicacy, and you have the wherewithal and the room to set up and showcase and show off the Stealth loudspeaker, you'll be very, very satisfied. Again, Peter Berninger reporting from avshowrooms.com on one of the 5 best loudspeakers in the world, the Stealth by Quintessence. Thank you.